So, hello everyone. We're all students from the Education University of Hong Kong, and we're happy to be here today. So, I'm Christy, and
I'm Thomas.
I'm Charlotte.
So nice to meet you all. And today we will focus on two pairs of conjunctions. First is on the contrary, or on the other hand, and the second pair is furthermore and besides. So today we will have some different activities to help all of you to learn about the differences among the pairs. So here's our agenda today. So briefly we will have a video to look at, and then we will further discuss about the differences of the pairs, and then we will have other class activity, and the final target will be a short writing task. So don't worry, it will just be a really short task, just a short paragraph for all of you. Sorry. And just as I said, the lesson objectives for today will be to distinguish the meaning difference between the two pairs. And also, more importantly, we would like to introduce a tool for all of you to learn English. It is called the corpus. Have any of you heard about corpus before? No? It's all right. So corpus is basically an online database. It contains a lot of information that it collects from the newspaper, magazines, so that when you search on this corpus, you can understand more about how native English speakers write English. So we hope that through introducing this tool to all of you, you'll be able to learn and use it even though you're at home afterwards. So, to start with, we would like all of to check your understanding of the words. So just then, our classmate will help to distribute some worksheets to all of you. So it is a booklet for today's. We have got all the information in the booklets. So when you see the first page, you'll see a speech from a mother who has a son who has the Asperger syndrome. So have any of you know about Asperger syndrome? Yeah, I guess, it's kind of weird. So we'll first introduce some background information about Asperger syndrome. We'll show all of you a video. And hopefully, after watching that video, you have basic understanding about Asperger syndrome. And then we would like all of you to try out the exercise here, to try to fill in the blanks with either on the contrary and on the other hand. So we would like to see how well you guys know about these two phrases, and we will have more exercise about it afterward. So don't worry, just try out a little bit. So, excuse me just a moment. So we'll show the video now. It's a brief introduction about Asperger syndrome.
I'm different from other people. But in spite of that, I've adapted well. I'm one of those athletes who've learned how to socialize, make friends, and blend in. I still can't socialize as much as I'd like to, and I miss out on a lot. I have to take it easy to preserve my energy, and I can't even go out in public sometimes because I'm very vulnerable to sensory overload. I often have a hard time understanding other people because how I experience the world is different. I may still be human, but Sometimes I feel like I'm from another planet. It's been agreed that a lot of the main features of Asperger's would include sensory issues, social deficits, obsessive interests, and repetitive behaviors. With the sensory issues, our senses tend to be heightened, so things like lights, sounds, textures of food, certain fabric on clothing can be overwhelming to us. As for the social issues, because of the sensory problems, it makes it hard for us to read nonverbal cues and body language. It's just hard to pay attention to that when you're already so overwhelmed with other things. As for obsessive interests, a lot of Aspies tend to be very focused while engaging with what we're interested in. And repetitive behaviors might appear as doing things over and over or fidgeting a lot. And a lot of these seem to come about as a way to cope with the outside world. I actually know a lot of people on the
So here's the video about how an Asperger patient may suffer from the outside world. And now we hope that after watching this video that you have basic understanding of how an Asperger's patient is like. Then we would like all of you to first read the speech on the booklet about a speech of the mother and try to fill in the blanks with the words. Yes, here you go.
If you're not sure, you can just try because it doesn't matter. It's right or wrong. We just want to see if you understand how to use these two phrases.
Yeah, it's just a quick exercise for all of you to know whether you know about the words. Yeah.
Welcome. How many people? 5 in total.
speech here and on the other page as well. So you can try to fill in the blanks in the speech with on the other hand or on the contrary.
And this class start first. There's a group of students who teach you some using the conjunction like besides, furthermore. On the other hand, we need to know how to use this conjunction in different situations. So this group of students is teaching this conjunction word in the first half of the lesson. So now you're going to try the first a few in the practice. So you are going to use on the contrary or on the other hand, which one is more suitable?
So I know some of you are still working on it, but we may need to move on a little bit because I see most of you have already completed the worksheet. So here I would like to show the answers to all of you. And I would like to just have a quick check to see how many of you get the same answer as us. So here's our answers for part A. Yep. So the first one will be on the other hand, and the second one is still on the other hand, and the third and the fourth one will be on the contrary. So can I just have a quick shows of hand to see how many of you get it all correct? Anyone? Okay, so how about getting 3 of them? That's good. And how about 2? Okay, so yeah, so now we see that actually these 2 conjunctions, I'm sorry, the mic is not working. So yeah, it's alright, maybe I'll just use my voice. So we may see that the conjunctions that we have just talked about can be quite tricky in terms of the meaning because, thank you. Because the meaning of them is quite similar, so it's hard to tell which one, like how they are different from each other. So we have prepared more examples for all of you to further analyze the differences among them. So please go to page 4, part B in your booklet. You'll see there are a lot of sentences on the booklet. And these sentences are all lines that we extracted from the corpus. The corpus is what I've just mentioned, is like an online big database. So I would like all of you to color the phrase, color the clause before and after the word on the contrary in the first part. And when you flip over to the other page, you will see another part that we would like all of you to color the clauses, do the same thing, but this time it will be for the phrase on the other hand. So after trying to color the clauses, you will see there are two boxes below the part, and we would like you to, after reading all the lines, try to tell the differences. What does on the contrary mean, and what does on the other hand means. So try to circle the answers that tell the difference. So we'll give you a few minutes to try to read all the lines and tell the differences. Sorry to interrupt. So I would like to just add a word. So after coloring the clauses before and after the phrase, you may see some patterns. You may see some features that appears in every sentence. So after that, you can try to circle the answer in the box to see what actually the word means. I hope that helps. So I see many of you have already completed the worksheet. Maybe we can check the answers together now. So can anyone tell me what exactly does on the contrary mean? Anyone? Is it used to express opposite meaning or differences from the first thing mentioned? Any answers? I can't hear it. Do you agree?
Yes, she has.
Okay, thank you very much. So, yep. So the first one is to express opposite meaning. So, which means that the second answer also counts out. So, on the other hand, it's used to express differences from the first thing mentioned. So, I guess I know that many of you have got the answers right, but I'll just like to elaborate a little bit more through the slides here. So, for example, you can see the word on the contrary here, and we color the clauses between and after that with different colors. But you can also see that I have highlighted some words on the screen. So, you can see the word ridiculous here. So ridiculous is actually a word which is the complete opposite of the word in the following phrase, which is reasonable. So you can see the meaning here, they are complete opposites. That's why we're using on the contrary. But then for the other example, which is in part 3C, though the two words that I highlighted here seems to be the complete opposite, right? One is about very plain clothes, so the clothes that are nothing special, very simple. But on the other hand, we have the word fashionable. So it feels like it's the complete opposite, right? But then you can see the subject here. They are talking about two different persons. So here we're trying to use on the other hand to tell about the differences between the two clauses. So this reached the conclusion, which we have just circled here. Yeah. And now, after doing this exercise, we'll try to learn a little bit more about the corpus by actually using it. And I will invite my partner, Choi Lam, to introduce it.
Hi everyone. So now we're going to use the corpus. It's something new to you, right? So I'll show you what it is. So this is a page of corpus, which you have the link on your worksheet, so you can type it on your computer if you want to have a look.
Or whatever browser, and then type in the link on the show notes.
Okay. So we are right here about in part C. Yes, you have the link in part C.
So try to type this link.
There's not the website on the booklet. Yeah, we need to use the computer.
Okay, so if you have found the page, that's good. So we'll talk about why are we using corpus right now. So as you may know already, but can be used to substitute both words on the contrary or on the other hand. But you can see from the worksheet here that but has the definition to connect two contrasting ideas. It's very similar to on the contrary and on the other hand, the definition, right? So we would like to know what's the difference between the two. So that's why we have to use the corpus. We'll find some answers through reading a lot of examples that how people use these words. Okay, so this is the corpus page. How do we search on corpus? First, we want to search but, right? So here it is. We have to type the word you want to search in this blank. Can you see? And then there are a lot of different corpuses, as you can see here. So that they show different kinds of like usage of words. For example, if it's written, then it means those are texts written. So it's like maybe newspapers, maybe academic journals, maybe magazines. They can be all written. But if it's spoken, then it can be something like people conversation, like during a meeting, during phone calls. Those are conversations, and they can be transcribed and put into this corpus. Right now, we'll use the 2K graded corpus, which is not that difficult. So everyone understands those lines. And then to find that answer, we can press this.
So you can type but in the flag here, yeah, and then choose 2K graded corpus.
And then we'll get the concordances with this yellow button here. We'll press.
Button here 2K graded corpus. And then you can click the yellow button and just click OK. So after this, the website will find out all the examples of buts from the graded readers.
Okay, it means there's lots of information, so it takes some time to assemble data, okay?
And the but here is 2K graded. 2K graded. We need to wait for a moment. Because like there are many uses of buts in the database.
哎呦，哦，唔該喎。哦哎喎。
Okay, so I think there are too many people using the same website, so it's quite slow. What we can do is maybe you can pair up people next to you and you use, like 2 people use 1 computer. Would that be easier? But you can help each other, and also we will have less people on the website, so maybe you can share with your neighbor if you think you're comfortable with it.
So you can basically you can pair up now, form groups of 2, and then one of you just shut down the website. So I think it will be better. Yeah, but you can share one screen and work together. Yeah. I think that would be better. Yeah. Just shut down.
Or just close that page, it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, so some of you have got the results here, so if you haven't, maybe you can try refreshing your search.
Okay, so if some of you have got it, maybe I can talk about what we're going to do now. So as you can see from the notes, we'll be looking at 4 lines. So 0, 1, 0, 2, 18, and 24. Yes. So you see there are some numbers on each line of the screen, in the screen, those 3 lines. Those are the lines we'll be looking at. So you can have a look and read it until you know what we're using.
So we're looking for these 4 items. So symbol 1, for example, click on the word but to see the full sentence. So you can have a better understanding of how the meaning is like. And then you can try to think whether you can use the word on the other hand or on the contrary. Yeah, for all of the items.
Okay, so you can share together and then the lines.
Yes, so you have the results with you, then you can click the buts. And then, yeah.
So this sentence use box here.
And you will see the highlighted sentence here. So you can compare the thing before but and after it to see if they are exactly opposite or is it just different, and then you can decide if you should use on the contrary or on the other hand to substitute but.
Oh yeah, you can. There's enough space there.
Yeah, and then you can search 1 to 18 to 24, like the examples over here. Yeah, and then you can click, for example, this one, you click but. And then the whole sentence will pop up. And then you can have it look at like the thing before but after to see if it's exactly opposite or is it just different but not opposite. And then you can decide whether you should use on the contrary or on the other hand. Which place here?
I think I'll give you 5 to 10 more minutes to wait for the computer to load and find the answer. So if you have the page, you can start working on it now.